Hey, and welcome to another Geek Out Commentary. I'm Sam.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
And so we're back in summer movie season after a Back to the Future interlude for Chris.
Yay.
Yay, happy birthday weeks after the fact now. But
I'm glad you guys remembered.
yeah. And now we're going to get back to getting ready for movies for the summer with preparation for Mad Max Fury Road, the first Mad Max movie in decades.
Yeah.
By watching the original Mad Max trilogy.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, a favorite of Jake's.
Absolutely.
All three of them.
Yes.
Yes.
He'll go that far. Maybe.
I'd still watch 3 over most other movies.
Sure.
True. Yeah.
But yeah, so
You'd watch Thunderdome before Wild Wild West.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, there you have it. So here we are with the first Mad Max film. Chris, cue us up.
All right, so we are watching the just the standard DVD release of the movie. There's nothing really special about it, but I don't think there's any special versions out there that you guys should be worried about.
Not that I know of.
Except for the one that Jake keeps pining over that apparently has like a hidden scene, but no one's ever going to find it.
Yeah, supposedly there's one.
Yeah. So we've got the movie queued up to all zeros on the counter. You go ahead and get that set up, and then I'll go ahead and give you a countdown and tell you to hit play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
This is basically the foundation of Australian cinema here,
Yeah.
Pretty much.
and the foundation of Mel Gibson's film career.
Pretty much. And you know what the funny thing is? He didn't even audition for this movie. He showed up with a friend, like drove him to the audition, and the night before Mel Gibson had gotten a fight, had like a busted up face. And I guess the casting director, maybe George Miller, was like, hey, come back when that heals. And he did a couple weeks later, and he got the part.
You know, that's close to how Johnny Depp got his role in the first Nightmare on Elm Street series. He fun fact, he had actually driven what's his name, the guy that played Freddy Krueger in the remake.
Jackie Earle Haley?
Yeah, he had driven Jackie Earle Haley to the audition for the same part that Johnny Depp later got.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Nice how it worked full circle for him, though.
Definitely.
I love these opening credits, by the way. I love how they're really well worked with the music. Like we just talked over it, but like it was very pretty.
They used kilometers, like rest of the world.
Silly foreigners.
Take that.
Take that, leather pants.
Funny thing is, the only person wearing actual leather in this movie is Mel Gibson, because he's the star and the only one they could afford it for.
Oh, so it's all pleather.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is one of the great on-screen introductions for old Mel Gibson and Mad Max. Not old. I mean, he's like early 20s in this movie. It's hilarious.
Oh. Well, most places have a no accidents since, this many days, but all right.
They just keep a running count.
Yeah.
I will say that I think a lot of people forgets that the apocalypse technically hasn't happened.
Yeah, I think a lot
In
of
the
people.
first Mad
Yeah, I
Max.
think a lot of people associate, because of how great and critically acclaimed the second Mad Max movie, The Road Warrior, is, because that is post-apocalyptic world. It hasn't happened yet in this one. It still looks kind of like a shitty landscape. It's just kind of run down,
it's
beat
like-
down.
Yeah, it's like Australian desert, so it still looks like...
It's still on its way there.
Yeah, it's
but
there.
yeah.
They're getting there. But Road Warrior kind of informs us what happens in between movies.
Interesting. I actually didn't know that until it was just mentioned.
It's what, a 10-year gap between Mad
I
Max and
think
Road
something
Warrior?
like that, yeah. I mean, the character of Max has some city miles on him from a lot of things going on. And most of them you'll see that happen in this movie. The stunts in this movie, they're just so dangerous.
I love that the camera keeps,
Hiding his
cutting
face.
away right,
The shot of the halls of justice in the beginning, and kind of what the police force is in this kind of landscape, it always reminds me of a Judge Dredd type world. Because, I mean, this movie came out a year after, I think a year or so after Dredd was a character in 2000 AD.
shotgun from this distance? Really?
They'll get close.
They need to be for that one. Right about here.
It's crazy to think, like, George Miller is so well known for the Mad Max movies, and he did what, Babe and Happy Feet.
Yeah.
What better way to diversify yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Robert Rodriguez with the Desperado
Kids,
series and Spy Kids.
Spy Kids.
Yeah.
George Miller was originally supposed to be the one that directed Justice League Mortal back in the day.
That's right.
Was that also the one that was going to take place in Australia, or at least the filming?
Filming in Australia, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was excited for that one.
This is my favorite.
Nice little
gloves.
Drudge shot.
I am the law.
Yeah.
But he says it with an Australian accent.
It was cool. I went to. They were doing like a double feature. I don't remember where, but they were doing Mad Max and Road Warrior on the big screen, and they played. We could only stay, unfortunately, for Mad Max, which is fine because I do love this movie. But they had the American overdub because they said the reason they dubbed it in American was because everything sounds like a question when they speak in the Australian, and it didn't sound as menacing.
You always got to raise your voice.
Yeah, and so.
Did he say stag?
God.
He didn't, but... A lot of beautiful cars in this already.
If you want to see like some great classic movie poster art, look at the original art for the Mad Max poster. Also because, Mel Gibson wasn't a star, so it's not a showboating Mel Gibson. It's just this great drawing of, the Mad Max, presumably with the kind of helmet, face mask, this kind of superhero pose. Great poster. Stunts.
They left without paying the bill. Dude's dressed like Gallagher.
No watermelons hurting this scene. This van right here was George Miller's.
Not
They
anymore.
were George
Was
Miller's.
being the
Because they were
keyword.
running out of money.
That's just like the original Gone in 60 Seconds. Half the cars used in that movie, I want to say, were the director's like personal collection.
Yeah, they wreck a lot of shit in this movie.
Mm.
It is so weird to see like a pre-apocalyptic
World.
universe in the Mad Max series.
For all we know,
because-
this was Australia in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like as an American, my introduction to the series was the Road Warrior. So, like seeing this, I'm like, what? Cities, families, light colored
Yeah.
things.
Society is still like, as we know it, is still intact.
Phone booths.
God, where's my Mad Max Smokey and the Bandit crossover?
Oh.
I think it's time to make that happen, Sam. You're the one that has the Beatles fan fiction. I think you can make a Mad Max.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds isn't doing anything these days. Come on. He'd love it, right?
This guy gets a wicked voice box later on in the movie.
Is that a power glove he's got on?
It should be.
So bad.
Did you just say prawns?
He reminds us of that a lot in this scene.
Wait, if you were a fuel-injected suicide machine, so are you just good at killing yourself?
Does that just mean that you're drinking gasoline,
Yeah.
but forcing it down your throat?
He's
High
clearly not a
octane.
man of great intelligence. Gotta be mindful of the law. Go very slow.
It's the last of the interceptors.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
My best friend's dad in high school had that car remodeled.
Oh my God, it was so pretty. I remember that.
Shipped from Australia piece by piece.
Yeah. Left-handed and everything.
It's fantastic, yeah. Got to ride in that thing a couple times.
I never did. You
Really?
lucky
Yeah, it was
son of a gun.
Oh, his dad was really one of the guys who really, really got me super interested in the Mad Max series. Buddy Sean. He had like all the old posters and everything.
I feel like the director told him, just go ape shit with
Yeah.
your lines here.
Ultimate game of chicken. Face.
Knight Riders don't cry.
Yeah.
There's no crying in Knight Rider.
So if he's the Knight Rider, does that make his ride Kit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Feeney telling him to stop crying like a baby. He's just fucking with him. Get the eyes bulging out of his head
Damn.
shot, which is not the last we'll see. There it is.
Oh, is that our Max?
The man.
So young. It's like watching the first Star Wars movie and seeing Mark Hamill and being like, what are you, 12?
Ah, yes.
Sexy interlude with Mad Max.
The saxophone would follow him around in all kinds of movies. It's like, if you ever seen the original 21 Jump Street, when it cuts to Johnny Damon, he's playing saxophone like this, just in his room, and it's so out of place. This is why that line in 21 Jump Street when he's like, yo, you played saxophone on my sister's wedding, and he's like, tough titties, I fucked her too, which is like a callback to the Johnny Depp cameo in 21 Jump Street, that he actually did play sax. It's a happy life for Max. He's not quite mad yet.
He's got a random kid on his table, and he gets to take showers, kind of. And his old lady plays the saxophone.
Well, he was looking pretty bummed out when she was playing saxophone.
Yeah, should have learned the violin.
Yeah. I mean, this movie is very much The Punisher, and so much so that if you ever see the Thomas Jane Punisher, the death scene where his like wife and kid are killed, and the reaction shots, almost shot for shot from the from this movie, Mad Max. I'm not saying they ripped it off. I'm just saying, they're very inspired by each other, I would say. Bless you.
Well, I've seen that movie, so I'll get to see how accurate you are on that one.
Have you not seen Mad Max before?
No, I have seen Mad Max, just not this early into it. But no, I have seen the Thomas Jane Punisher.
Not looking at it as a Punisher movie.
There's there's some very similar elements to the way the reactions and the running. I think they're even wearing somewhat similar outfits.
That's a ways down the line.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's why he becomes mad.
But as you guys were saying earlier about Road Warrior, I believe that was, again, most of the introduction for most people our age into this universe.
Yeah. Well, the reason they called it the Road Warrior and not Mad Max 2 in America is because most people didn't know what Mad Max was. That's why they called it the Road Warrior.
That was the last time I saw the Road Warrior.
I hope Mel still has that mask.
He's got it somewhere.
Was his son totally playing with his gun earlier?
Yes.
They're just like, fuck
I
it.
saw that too. It's Australia. No rules, just right.
You complete me very much. You. I love that, they do kind of purposely like kind of lay it on thick with like the romance and like, look at how great Max is. So when they bring you down, it's dark.
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Justice.
Even the Super Friends transition. Pew, pew, pew. Juggling Max.
I always wanted to be a juggler. You have to pay the bills somehow, though.
By juggling.
Yeah.
Why do you always riding to work with no shirt, eh? Goose.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I re-broke it.
It's one of the great movie cars. He's loving that apple. I can't hear you over me enjoying this apple.
Then there's also the fact that intake's really loud.
Yeah.
I like
Well, I love that shot where it's almost like pulling Max in, though.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, I don't care what you're telling me. I need this. It's calling for him.
There's a kazoo in.
Yeah. Does it come in black? It's in black, Max. Such colorful characters in Australia.
Yeah.
Got like the Angus Young schoolboy hat on. There's this weird theory that the chief here is Lord Humongous in Road Warrior.
Which one's the chief?
This guy right here, not this guy, the
bald
guy.
one.
I think the sole reason is he's a big stocky guy and he's bald in Road Warrior. He's got like strands of hair, but I don't believe that. It makes no sense either, but
I do not enjoy wasting money, but I have this weird kendo mask.
For no reason.
He looks like Zangief.
Yeah.
Just because you are a bad guy does not mean you are bad guy.
Yeah, when are we going to do a commentary for that?
Right?
Soon. Maybe not soon.
no.
Eventually.
I've looked
Eventually.
I've looked at the schedule.
It's like Bronson.
They really don't look like cops. They look like people that belong in a sex dungeon.
I mean, it is Australia.
Welcome to Australia, man.
There's a sex dungeon for everyone.
We did see him eating an apple earlier, did we not?
He's like, I'm full.
Well, it's nighttime now.
Yeah.
It's such a different character from Road Warrior.
Like I said, he's
Happy.
He's not destroyed yet.
He's not mad. He's not even perturbed.
Note to self, never pass out with a drunk chick in the back of my car.
In the middle of Australia.
In the middle of Australia.
When a motorcycle gang's coming. This movie is one of those movies that whenever I see like a group of motorcycle people on the highway or just anywhere, it just immediately goes to the motorcycle gang.
So
the toe cutter and Night in Mad Max.
So you must be wasted on Memorial Day.
Oh, I went to I've been to Daytona down in Florida, where it's like the Harley ride and stuff, where it's just motorcycles for miles and miles. It's the loudest thing you've ever heard. I was like, this is Mad Max. Everyone's like, shut up, Jay.
Nobody cares, Jay.
Yeah, nobody really cares.
When I was moving to Harlem while I was in New York, there was this motorcycle gang.
Like we practice, boys. Now shut up.
But there was just this motorcycle gang that was basically just driving up and down Manhattan, and it was mostly dirt bikes and then ATVs. And they were doing all those dumb wheelie tricks and stuff like that, messing up traffic.
Yeah,
like they do.
Yep.
Luckily
for them, none of them fell over.
The great thing about the toe cutter here is the actor who plays him is going to be playing I always thought it was a Mortal Joe. It's a Morton, it's like an N, Joe in the new Mad Max Fury Road. So the same actor is going to be playing two different bad guys
with
in
the
Mad
same
Max
eyeliner.
And he looks freaking badass with that skull, kind of teeth. I don't know, gas mask or what he's got going on. They always come up as just these great character designs in these movies.
Now, is it me or does that gentleman they're accosting with their eyes look like the one that has the helicopter or the gyrocopter in the second one?
If I remember correctly, that actor is in multiple Mad Max movies, but he's not playing the gyro.
He's always different.
He's not in this one.
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's in Thunder. He's the airplane pilot at the end of Thunderdome.
Does look like Liv Schreiber though. Dude in the middle.
Yeah.
A young Australian Liv Schreiber.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind to my mind.
Yeah.
Your thoughts to my thoughts.
He's doing two hands.
Old friend.
I saw a Christmas ornament of.
Remember.
I saw a Christmas ornament of that of the death of Spock. Them hand the Christmas ornament of that. That's super sad.
Joy to the world, man.
Yeah.
Ship out of danger.
It means no worries.
For the rest of his days. Now, which one becomes the spirit of vengeance?
Yeah.
The dog.
Ghost dog.
The dog who walks. Wait.
Just like...
I mean, I feel like this scene, they're just like, go wild, do whatever you want.
Yeah. Kiss him now. Kiss him.
Yeah.
That wasn't direction. He just wanted to kiss him the
Yeah.
entire time.
It was like a hunky John C. Reilly almost.
Yeah. You're saying John C. Reilly's not hunky?
Cellophane. Why are they still here, by the way? Because they've been here for a while, right?
Yeah. They ain't got much to do.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy they were coming, he's dead.
Yeah.
Knight Rider's done.
Yeah.
And they're just killing time and killing people.
I don't know if I'd necessarily take a car, though, especially a loud motherfucking car. With Wolverine waiting for him.
The toe cutter.
Actually,
Yeah.
Some worries.
Yeah. They're not chasing us with, like, butcher knives. I love the sped up stuff.
Can we worry now?
Yeah. They're flocking this way.
What if you just hit the brakes and, like, fucked up, like, half
Yeah,
of
at
them?
least you take out a couple. This shit. So cool. So Australian.
So Raven.
If you ever went to Australia and it wasn't like this, like
I'd be pleasantly surprised because I don't want to be in the middle of the Mad Max world. Like, this would suck. Although I'd rather be in this world than the Road Warrior world.
or Beyond Thunderdome
Yeah,
world.
I would definitely be on Thunderdome world. Because that would mean I'd be in Beyond Thunderdome.
Tina Turner be damned.
Yeah.
Man, she screams just like the chick in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That's 2 Jurassic Park references so far.
That's right. And they destroyed that. What is it? Is it Street Fighter when you just, like, destroy cars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the,
They did that.
final challenge in Street Fighter 2.
The
bonus stage.
The noises of the crows in this movie.
It's what Australia's known for, man. Crows.
Crows and motorcycle gangs with butcher knives. What's going on here? That's what I want to know. I
Yeah.
wanna know more about this story.
Yeah. Hey, give me a handshake. Handshake.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's right. Max has a last name. Now, the joke about that is that the gangs that, they hired real biker gangs to be in this movie, and they would give, they'd ride the set in these costumes with these weapons and everything. They would give the gangs, when they were riding to work, basically a get-out-of-jail-free card because they'd be pulled over by the cops so much that said, we're filming a movie, this is what's going on, don't call it, cart us off to jail, we're seriously filming a movie. That's a little nod to that.
If I say it over the intercom, he'll be more likely to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Call him a turkey. That'll really get him under his skin.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, man? Oh, he does have eyes.
Yeah.
Goose.
Never turns out well if your partner's name is Goose.
No, it doesn't.
Hear me, fear me. See my key. It's like the Lego helmet. He's gone. The origins of the Stig.
I really love these halls of justice.
Just another day at the office.
Yeah. The day in paradise. The halls of justice.
Do we ever see the woman who gives out these codes over the radio?
Nope. Kind of a dumb question.
Thanks, Daft Punk.
Yeah. Movie's really good at like the continuity of like injuries. And that's something that crosses over that we'll see in Road Warrior as well with Max's injuries. Is that what would you say like Mel Gibson franchises do you enjoy more, the Mad Max or the Lethal Weapon?
Honestly, it's really like I can certainly watch Mad Max and Beyond Thunderdome, but the only one where I'm like, fuck yeah, is the Road Warrior.
Road Warrior.
So probably Lethal Weapon because
Yeah.
I've got 1, 2, half of 3, and
Four's enjoyable.
2/3 of 4.
Yeah.
5/16 of part 3 is really good.
It's interesting to hear him say that it's the law because
Yeah.
the Max you meet later on does
In this
not give
movie.
a shit.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite Gibson?
That's tough. I mean, the Lethal Weapon movies are infinitely enjoyable. Like, because we watched those a little while ago when I finally upgraded to Blu-ray on those. Even 3, I mean, I love. I think watchability and enjoyability is Lethal Weapon all the way. But I think Road Warrior is one of the best movies that he's just a part of.
Yeah.
He's just. And it's such a, he barely speaks in it, but he just got this presence, and it's a great arc of what we see Max in this movie.
Well, again, this one's a very, very Australian-made film.
I think this one gets a little bit lost in the Road Warrior's Dust kind of thing, where I think this movie is a fantastic movie.
Well, kind of like the Desperado trilogy. The first one gets lost.
Or like Terminator too. T2 is this massive action-packed epic, and you could say the same about Road Warrior, where it's like, hey, go back and watch the first Terminator, go back and watch
I guess
first Mad Max.
The same could be said between Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
They both become completely different films as well.
Man, the whole thing turns into a West Side Story sequence.
Yep.
Keep it cool, Max.
When you're a jet, you're a jet.
All the way. Random children just like, oh, well.
Yep. Just a day in Australia.
Nothing bad could come out of that situation at all.
He's so testosterone, and then he puts on the sunglasses.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, there goes my erection. Clearly a mannequin. Meanwhile,
It's like the worst photo shoot for
Yeah.
some indie album cover.
yeah, where he's just like,
It's a space blanket to keep him warm.
Well, if
I was about
they
to
just-
say, is that a space blanket?
They just opened up a dresser, and they were just like, take whatever.
fuck, I just blew out my eardrum.
I was about to say, that would have deafened him, right?
All right.
If you know what I mean.
Starting to get flashbacks to Custer's Revenge.
I will say Road Warrior has clearly the greatest villain, though, of the trilogy.
You don't get a shooter, I get a
Yeah.
shooter.
I shot him first.
Yeah, he really
not
looks like
cool.
Liv Shriver.
Yeah.
Aw, they're taking old Yeller out to pasture.
One perfect shot. The movie just ends.
They rode off
Credits
into the
roll.
sunset.
And that was Mad Max, guys. Ooh.
This is one of the weirdest things where it's like kind of futuristic, because I mean it is supposed to be, quote unquote, a few years in the future. But it always feels like a weird kind of like out of place thing in a you don't expect to see this in a Mad Max movie is basically what I'm saying. Just looking at you, Josh. Just seeing to you.
Do not want.
That hand is your hand.
I
hand
want my
too.
hand back.
I'm totally that dude in the background in the shadows, totally like boning.
All right, Sam, that's you, I guess.
I mean, they're just like
Boning.
yeah.
She looks like one of the animations in The Wall, the
Yeah.
mother
Yeah.
during the trial.
Yeah.
She's nothing but cheekbone.
Yeah.
And teeth.
Everything's just a mess.
Yeah. This is what I live for.
Yeah.
That's an odd, weird transition.
Yeah. There's a baby. Like me.
Every time I see that baby,
Yeah. I remember why I do it.
that's what.
He looks right
It's
here. This
basically
shot.
that hang in there poster.
This shot of him right here is very much what the front cover looks like of the character standing gloriously in the superhero pose with the mask.
That leg healed pretty quickly.
It's been a year.
Oh, has it?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I was about to say, I don't remember seeing anything that said that.
Yeah. Breaking the law, breaking the law. Bam,
Oh,
bam.
That was a
breaking the
weird
law.
transition. Like, I want to say, either I just had a stroke, or there was like a weird like fade to the camera panning, but still from basically the same camera angle.
I think both happened.
There's a lot of weird transitions in this one.
Also, he lights his arm hair.
He's like, "Ow, that hurt."
I can actually do that. It is
Yeah.
flammable.
Johnny the boy. Johnny the boy.
Now, we did see this motorcycle getting tampered with or
Mhm.
affected earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a year ago.
Some of the stunts, like I said, some of the stunts in this movie are just so hazardous. You clearly see a dude break his leg in Road Warrior, but we'll get there.
Yeah. I mean, these are all very low budget.
Yep.
With the exception of maybe Beyond Thunderdome, because they could afford Tina Turner.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And
where
that's
all the
where
budget
all the-
went. I have to say that bike looks nicest out of all the police vehicles they have.
Fuck.
I give that landing a 6.
Days go by and still I think about you.
Lazy. It's crooks to catch, man.
$5 miles to Hill Valley.
I mean, I could have a working motorcycle again. That would be a writer.
Or it could be like lit on fire.
Yeah. That would be worser.
Yeah.
Just listening to like the Allman Brothers.
Yeah. So no headlights. Okay.
It's always sunny in Australia, so
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Nailed it.
I gotta say, that's like hella good aim.
That is Johnny the Boy. Say what you will about Johnny the Boy, but
That's how you play horseshoes, right?
yeah.
Only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. That's totally relevant here, right?
It is
Yes.
100% relevant. I want to know what Max is doing, because I was under the assumption that they were partners. It was a big day off for Max, I guess.
I think
Partners
the way
on the
I
off
see
days?
the way I see it, they were partnered up because that one guy wasn't able to drive his own motorcycle because he messed up his leg.
You would think, especially after them going hey, straight up, we're threatening you, that we know who you are, they would have him teamed up with Max. But we understand for the point of the movie's sake, because this has to happen to jettison some events that would lead to worser things.
Yeah. Yeah, and they probably treat Max like Dredd, where they don't dare give him a partner unless they want to pick on him.
Yeah. Oh, better alone. Fly is just chilling on his forehead. Like Belloc and Raiders.
Yeah.
Flies into his mouth. This is like the longest lit match. God, I wonder how long he was upside down. His eyes are almost bloodshot.
He just can't catch a break today.
Which one?
The cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goose is having a case of the Mondays.
His goose is cooked.
Whoa.
Turn my mic off. That was just...
Yeah.
The
Peace out,
driver
guys.
was not amused.
Yeah.
It was
Get me
just-
out of here.
In through the outdoor.
Yeah. Max don't give shits. Now, because Chris was alluding earlier, there's a cut somewhere where you see Goose. You see the damage. I mean, that's just horrifying enough. I mean, I'm fine with not seeing it because your imagination is worse than anything they can show you. But the transition they do for this, you want to talk about weird transitions, Chris?
Yeah.
The transition they were about to do was I know it's supposed to be a nightmarish thing. You do see his E.T. hand, though.
I'm picturing how Harvey Dent looked in the Nolan Batman, but 10 times worse here.
Yeah. His blue eyes.
No.
That was frightening. He's seen shit
Give me that
that'll
glove
turn
slap.
you white.
Give me that gov slap. There it is. There it is again.
Now he's halfway to being mad now, right?
He's getting there. You see him in the room. He's struggling to learn the saxophone. Boy. Seriously, Gibson's career is defined by a saxophone. This and Lethal Weapon. you think he's one of the? We were talking about Clint Eastwood a while ago. Do you think Gibson's a better director or actor?
It's hard to say. He's never really. I mean, outside of Braveheart and Hamlet, he just tends to do action flicks.
He's done like Man Without a Face. And,
that's right. Yeah,
he's done What Women Want, and
of course.
Well, that's like my favorite.
I own it. He's done The Beaver, which is fantastic.
Oh,
with Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen The Beaver?
No, I've
Oh,
wanted
it's so
to when it
good.
first came out.
Yeah,
It's so
I remember
good.
that
That's
one.
my favorite
And then it
Jennifer
just,
Lawrence performance.
And then it just disappeared.
Yeah, I mean it was at a bad time in Gibson's career, but
And yet,
he's fantastic.
Get
in
the
it.
Gringo is still easily found.
I like Get the Gringo is just kind of a ridiculous action movie, but I think he's got range. And I you get the early Gibson in this being more of a he's obviously the pretty face and getting more of a presence.
Another thing
as Max.
Another thing that makes me hard to answer that debate. He hasn't directed all that much.
Not really. I mean, obviously he's got the hardware for it.
Yeah.
From Braveheart. And so I feel like some people don't realize he directed that movie. But
Didn't he direct a religious one too?
Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
Passion of the Christ and Apocalypto.
Apocalypto was really cool.
So this dude just stays.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He just stands topless in leather pants, listening to big march music.
Pretty sure that if you had the means, that's how you would be living your life.
Every Sunday.
Yeah.
I have the feeling that the reason the way the cops dress is solely because of this
Just
man.
Look at this.
At least he's got a tie on.
Is that what-
that'd be indecent. if you didn't
Is
have
it
that
a tie or is it a scarf? I mean, I feel he
If the
enjoys watching his men in leather.
If the cops in Australia don't actually dress like this, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
I would be disappointed in that. If I got to Australia and they weren't dressed like this and driving the cars around like that, that's a bummer.
As much as I like the idea of Tom Hardy being Max, I kind of want to see Tom Hardy all bronzed up and playing the chief here.
Yeah.
They're like
He looks like Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist.
yeah.
He does with like ding, like little. That's actually I never thought of that. I don't know if I watched this movie since my falling in love with Full Metal Alchemist, but good one, Sam. Yes. It's a very Dirty Harry thing to say. The only thing distinguishing him that he's a good guy is the badge. Smack him around. Smack him again, why don't you? It's like the easiest, like the police force, like, hey, take a couple of weeks off, come back, quit, who cares? But you're a winner.
You're a winner, Max.
Yeah.
This is almost like a
would be
volunteer
great.
police force.
It's like when he's leaving, he's like, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. And it's like, ding. It's like from Full Metal Alchemist.
Let me go back to watering my plants and feeding my birds. Yeah. Dressed up like this.
Yeah.
The manliest police chief of them all.
Let me go back to the egg.
I mean, look at that chrome dome. He is an egg.
He is. We're going to get Vacation Max. Starring Chevy Chase.
I hope his
That's such a Gibson thing, just,
he has a vacation, like, his vacation's like Dirty Harry's and Sudden Impact.
Oh, yeah. Dirty Harry is, I think, has a dangerous life when he's on vacation than he is when he's actually
Sherlock
on the
Holmes?
force. Yes, it is.
The original Sherlock Holmes that all the stories are based on. That's why he's so old.
Yeah.
Those
Those are the
taking a
Hounds of the
vacation in
Baskervilles.
Australia.
You know another really great early Gibson film is Gallipoli, the World War I movie?
Yeah, the Australian.
Fantastic.
Yeah. That slow motion, like, run where he's like, no.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it.
The prequel to Patriot.
Patriot's good stuff.
Patriot's pretty cool.
I guess it would be a sequel to
It
the
would
Patriot,
be,
though.
because
Yeah, yeah.
Patriot's Revolutionary War.
Yep, buy that. And doesn't involve Australians at all.
Yeah. It's on American soil,
Yeah.
and
There's a Frenchman.
yeah.
It could be a time travel movie. It could be a.
Yeah, it could be like Kate and Leopold.
It could be Forever Young.
Time After Time.
by Cyndi Lauper.
Well, it's fantastic film by
Cyndi Lauper.
Nicholas Meyer.
And a fantastic song.
By Nicholas Meyer. I hate you, Chris!
Can we just point out that their kid's name is Sprague?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to point out Mel Gibson's nipple.
I mean,
All very, very
Perfect
Australian.
shot.
yeah.
Just zoom in on the nipple. One perfect shot.
Yeah. I still say Mel Gibson for Dark Knight Returns Bruce Wayne. Like nowadays, perfect. Especially when he got like big for Expendables 3.
Yeah, I'd be for
Put on
that.
some muscle again.
What about The Hague? I am The Hague.
That's right.
Back to The Hague.
Hague Jude.
Egg Jude.
I feel like that was almost like one of my jokes where it's just stretching it just too far.
But good.
Oh.
Step,
Gauntlet.
step,
Gauntlet shots fired.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all subjective, so.
It's all too much.
Is that a cameraman shadow on her back?
There's no cameraman in this movie.
We're looking through a window, man.
Yeah. This is real life, man. This is a documentary.
It does kind of look like the Griswold car, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. They even have like that weird like moon scene, like moon painting on the side of the car.
Yeah. Do they have like their grandmother, like dead grandmother tied
Yeah,
to the
God.
Todd?
You think?
And
think
they
Chevy Chase
they actually
just
kill
watched
the
this?
dog. Remember when they like leave the dog tied to the back of the car?
And then the kid just drives off.
Sprague just had enough
Sprague!
of shit.
Man, those tight pants really show off his fine tuchus.
That's one hell of a smart kid. It's run by my brother.
It's run by him. He just says like, "Give me a couple minutes to get there."
He runs over there even though he works at an auto parts shop. They're all parts. None of them work all right.
Yeah.
I got a bicycle, though.
Dude's totally checking out Max.
I mean, aren't
Like-
we all?
Like
Would
me.
you blame him?
I mean,
Look
you
at
did
that
hear what I
tuchus.
just said. Like,
You know what's awesome about Mel Gibson?
His tuchus.
Everything?
His wonderful singing voice in Pocahontas.
He sings in Pocahontas?
Yep.
he's Captain John Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but, I mean,
No, it's his actual
Disney
voice.
Disney has a tendency to use a
No,
different
it's-
actor
yeah.
for
It's
voice.
weird. For Pocahontas, they did, but not for John Smith. Like for John Smith, it's Mel Gibson. You can even see him in like there was like a special edition where they added a song to like one of like the when they re-released in 2006 or whatever, and they show him like in the booth, not the entire song, but he's singing. He's got a good voice.
You know who they should have overdubbed with a different voice? Was Pierce Brosnan in Mamma Mia.
Yes.
Yeah, that made the fun cut.
Or Russell Crowe in Les Mis.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be noticeable if I love this meow cat guy. If everyone was like singing like Russell Crowe, but the fact that like everyone is pretty solid in Les Mis.
He just kind of highlights it,
Yeah.
and then he cracks in half at the end of the movie.
Oh God, yeah. Jeez. The song's called Javert Suicide, but like I guess they really got to show it.
Mad Max's wife.
He's still just on his knees, like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, at least she remembered the baby.
This guy.
Wasn't the smartest plan.
Yeah, I might not have all 10 fingers anymore.
Or all arms. Gibson was still attached to what became, I guess, Fury Road for like I mean, that movie was in development hell for a long time, but he was attached for a while.
Years, man.
I would say up until 2000 was when he was really like, okay, I'm getting too old for this, and because it was going to be an animation. It's going to be an animated film. I think.
Yeah, everyone forgets Danny Glover says he's getting too old for this shit in the first Lethal Weapon movie.
Yeah.
And then, like in the third one or is there four?
Fourth one is.
They're like, I'm not getting too old for this.
Well, no, Gibbs doesn't say it till the fourth one.
Yeah.
When they're like that shower scene, but not quite a shower scene together.
Well, they're just
I mean, to be fair, that's the only one I've seen in full.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Yeah, they're in the fourth one. They're just like they're like in the changing room, or whatever. And Danny Glover's gun goes off on accident, and Mel Gibson starts freaking out just to get everyone's attention away. 4, I think it's I don't know. Some fans don't like it, but I feel like it's fun.
I'll take 4 over 3.
Yeah. 3's
It knew what it was.
3's largely forgettable.
Which one's Diplomatic Immunity?
2.
Okay. I know. Okay, so I know the spoiler on that one.
Sam, you just have the first one on Vudu, Lethal Weapon?
Yeah, it came for free when I got the account.
Where was that one for me, man? Out of all the Gibson movies,
what'd you get for free when you signed up for Vudu?
The good ones were I
also got Big Trouble in Little China for free.
There it is. I got the.
He's missing more than a couple fingers.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of understating it.
But I got
way to bury the lead on that one.
I got Rango, Darkman 2.
Rango's a fine film.
I like Rango.
I don't know. I think it's the weakest of the Ngo.
There's something about Mary.
It's a funny movie.
In the Cold Light of Day, which I had to get. I own it digitally and on DVD, and I can't remember what else. But Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
That's a good one
That
too.
was actually pretty good. But I mean, Lethal Weapon and Big Trouble, man.
Yeah, and The Perfect Storm.
That's not bad. I own that on DVD.
Yeah.
But I love Mel Gibson.
Yeah, when I added my credit card to the account, I got Master and Commander, the first 2 Godfathers.
Jeez.
And Ghost Protocol.
I almost bought Godfather trilogy box set on Laserdisc. Like all 3 movies were only like $25 or whatever.
Yeah,
And I was like, I feel like that's a good price no matter what media you're using.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Except Beta.
Oh. You never did fix that Betamax, did you?
No. And to be totally honest, I never even really gave the old college try on what was wrong with it. I should just take it apart one day and mess with it. Automotive genius.
They just saw a man's limb attached to the back of their car, and they're like, "We're back on vacation."
It's Australia, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sure that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Let's fuck right next to Sprague.
Show him where he came from. He's got to learn someday.
Another Sprague.
Sprague Squared.
They just name him Mark. He's the black sheep of the family. Hey, Mark. What's up, Mark?
Hey, my children.
I thought
Sprague, Tim, and Matthew.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying name him Mark like Sprague Mark II.
Yeah.
You just told me to go fuck myself in Australian sign?
Yeah. I hope it's not the last thing I ever say to you. Bye.
Wonder if that is actually Australian sign language, because I know American sign language to an extent.
I think it was.
And
clearly he was just I don't remember what she did in the morning. So
yeah,
I don't know if there is an Australian.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's deaf Australians, and they need to communicate.
But if
You're wondering if it's different than American Sign?
well, no, if it would just be like European Sign Language.
European's mainly based off French Sign.
Yeah, because most countries or most languages that are independent from anything else, like French versus English, they'll have their own sign language. And like British English has a different sign language than American English.
Oh yeah, no, that I understand.
What kind of dog is that?
I'm curious, and I'm gonna look it up.
Because it's all about the Australian cattle dog in the second one. And that goes to breeds. This dog must have had the best day of its life filming this scene, because you'll see it later on, and it just fucking pooped, man. It just passed out on the beach. There it is.
Oh, happy puppy.
I sense a disturbance.
I haven't felt since...
Walk away.
He's got the Vader helmet on.
Well, there is Australian Sign Language. It's called Auslan. But apparently it's not recognized as a national language like it is here in America and other parts of Europe. But
Does it say when it was created?
After this movie.
Yeah. Well, skimming through the Wikipedia article, I haven't been able to get a definitive date, but deafness in Australia ranges all the way back to 1858 I'm sorry, 1790, back when it was still a prison colony.
Yeah, makes sense. Deaf people gotta commit crimes too.
Mm-hmm. And there was a school for the deaf established in 1860.
Where young Mel learned how to sign for this movie.
John Woo.
His one directing credit for this movie.
Yeah. Pigeons.
Oh. Was that the dog?
That was the dog.
Oh.
That was quick.
Cue my John Wick scene.
Yeah.
He's not even a member of the gang. He's just this random Australian.
He's the son of this old lady, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Master Blaster.
Yeah. Nah, he would be a Blaster.
Yeah.
He
There
runs
we
half
go.
of Barter Town.
Yeah.
He's the muscle of Barter. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right.
You, stupid boy. You just stand there.
Hey.
Good boy. No, bad boy. No,
She's
he-
got those Forrest Gump things,
Yeah, no.
braces.
Here's where we find out the old lady's actually a murderous cannibal, right? And she eats the wife.
Not quite.
I haven't seen that cut.
Yeah.
That's Josh cut.
Best vacation ever.
Still better than being in Australia.
But then remember, she has a kid in about a couple seconds.
Kevin!
Sprog!
Oddly enough, that's what I yell when I wake up.
How you could deliver that line and not burst into laughter.
Yeah. It's Australia, man. He's like driving the car. Get in.
Ever watch the movie Sprog? Or fuck. I wish that was a movie.
I haven't heard of that.
I'm sure there's a movie
version.
called Sprog somewhere.
Ever watch Australia with Hugh Jackman?
I did in the theater.
Oh.
I've seen that really long Steadicam scene. That's like, I think like a 10-minute long Steadicam scene on the beach.
It's a long movie, man.
Who else is in that?
Nicole Kidman.
Oh, yeah.
David Wenham.
A whole
Boz
bunch of
Lerman,
Australians.
right?
Yeah.
And our little Sprog.
Look at that dude up top, like striking a pose, like in the frame. There he is. Up. You see his feet. Flash.
Doing his best Peter Pan.
Yeah. Now I don't know, Sam. You know, obviously Sam and I, we share a home together. But when I have my day off hair, it looks exactly like this. Like I just put my hair up in the Gene Simmons toe cutter, and it looks exactly like that. And Sam's sister Ann walked in once when I was moving some stuff around, and I forgot I had left my hair like that. And she's talking to me, and she goes, "Wait, what the fuck is up with your hair?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, so I do this sometimes."
Do you dye parts of it blonde
No,
too?
not that intense. No.
You should start doing that.
Yeah, just highlights and tips.
Yeah.
Best acting in this
now,
movie.
Now look at him. He's like hanging out in the top.
Doing the Jesus pose
Yeah.
for a while. We've been led astray.
Yeah. Guy is walking on the door.
We said on the ground, not in a tire.
He's not crying because of the situation. He's crying because his name is Sprog.
Why does my mother hate me?
Yeah.
Drive us, Sprog. Drive us away.
Yeah. I got this, Mom.
Get
Man.
in, losers. We're going to the mall.
I hope that one mechanic actually managed to fix this thing.
Yeah. This is where I would say the Punisher stuff is very similar. It reminds me. I don't know if it was an homage or what, but just for fun. Oh man, I'm surprised it held.
That is one fucking tough door.
Can we start a biker gang?
No.
No?
No.
No, Mad Maxian biker gang? You can even be the toe cutter, Jake.
I don't want to be toe cut. I want to be Johnny the Boy. I don't want to be Johnny the Boy.
And then Sam can be Lord Humongous.
Oh yes,
Yes, please.
yes, please.
And Josh can be his little slave.
Oh, Waz or whatever.
Sure.
We go in. Oh, we go in. We kill.
You say this like I'm not already,
And
Chris.
I'll be the feral child.
Feral kid.
Yeah. who for most of the movie everyone thinks is a girl. And then you realize the narrator is the boy.
Mm-hmm.
That got exactly zero
Like a
people.
Fuck all. Oh shit! I fucked.
It's almost like they're driving in a straight fucking line
Yeah.
right at you.
Well, at that range, I could understand it.
This was not effective. I mean, that was effective, but
Yeah.
like her running was not effective.
So
Yeah.
this is the
Maybe shouldn't have run on the road.
Punisher.
The way Thomas Jane runs in The Punisher reminds me of how Mad Max runs, and he actually does like the same kind of like twirl and spin and oh god no.
And he does have a gun in that same.
This
if
whole
I
part.
remember correctly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I see what you meant,
Thomas
Jake.
Jane just watched this scene like 50 times.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's on a dock and it's a different era, blah, 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 but I'm just,
No, but you were totally spot on with your.
Yeah, fun little homage.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
No, you're right. Yeah, right down to that silly cry he does.
Yeah, someone's pained Mel.
George Miller was a doctor before he was a film director, and he used to work in. I want to say the Queensland Hospital, and he would see a lot of, apparently there was a lot of reckless driving in Australia at the time, and he would see a lot of fatalities and grave injuries from road accidents. And so that was part of his inspiration with creating kind of a road-heavy action film.
Yeah, it makes sense with the crazed motorcycle gang.
And that's how he funded the movie, working in emergency rooms, And that's where, like Sam was saying, he saw grisly things and was able to put that in the movie. And
saw Mel Gibson.
Yeah. We're talking about going full mad. Yeah.
You're talking about grisly things.
No turning back from that. I always like to think this is like the Batman suiting up scene. He's just like, I'm done with this.
So are we at 99.9% mad right here?
I mean, yeah, but once he puts the suit on.
You just see the madness building and building.
There's the car. There's the suit.
Yeah, I can see the Thomas Jane Punisher movie just borrowing a lot from this.
I'm going to crush you under a Studebaker.
My nipples, they hurt so much.
So his wife doesn't technically die until after the events of this film, right?
I guess. I mean, she's basically, they're like talking about using her organs.
Yeah.
As an organ donor. Basically done.
Parkour.
Yeah. Maybe that'll come and play later. Gasoline. This is the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, the fourth one with Michelle Rodriguez heisting the gas in the beginning. Or maybe it's the season 5 of Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Get some of it in there, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just a whole lot of foreshadowing going on right now.
Yeah. You want to get out of
Tanker's
here?
like, interesting. The tank's getting lighter.
Yeah, going faster.
You want to get out of here? Come with me.
Come with me if you want to live.
I love how he just starts picking these dudes off. So badass.
Another pleasant drive through the country.
Knight Rider. I mean, I know that's not how the theme song goes, but
Dun 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 dun.
There's a stunt coming up that I don't know how the dude didn't die or become seriously brain damaged. It's unbelievable.
oh, that's the mannequin on the back of his bike. Impressive that he was able to lift that all by himself. Bikes are pretty heavy.
Here comes that stunt.
So, which crash are we questioning?
That one.
Ooh, yeah.
He's dead now. In memory of that guy, this movie was released. Just like that guy in, what was it, Ben-Hur? Or...
yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of during the chariot sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except, that guy in this movie didn't die.
Do you know that for sure?
I do.
Oh, okay.
They wouldn't have put it in if he died. I think he was one of the
Pretty
guys.
sure they show Bruce Lee dying in The Crow. Or, well, rather, getting shot.
Brandon. No, it's
Or
a
Brandon Lee, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a different shot for Brandon Lee.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's a stuntman dies in For Your Eyes Only during the bobsled sequence. But you don't, obviously, that's not the cut you get. But yeah. To date, I think it's the only Bond film with a on-set fatality.
I think for some of the guys, like the dude in Road Warrior we'll get to obviously later, who breaks his leg, it was like this badge of honor. He's like, oh, keep it in, man.
I want people to see it. I want people to know I'm not a little bitch. I imagine that's gotta suck, like driving like on this road. If you got stuck behind this guy, that'd be awful.
I've been in situations like this. They do fucking suck.
Wait. Oh, like you're not allowed to stop on the road? It said stop prohibited area. Or is this a prohibited area and it's telling you to stop?
I think that's the case.
Yeah, because it seems like it's not a road where you'd be worried about like being stopped and someone not noticing. It's just a long, flat stretch of road.
So rough right here.
Yeah. Nobody plays wounded like Mel, man. And it's cool because all of this continuity is later on. You'll see in the Road Warrior it affects his gear. My second favorite kill in a Mad Max movie. It's like enough of this. Or maybe third.
So angry.
Hawkman.
I like how clearly we're enjoying this so much that we've just stopped talking, too. It's a good movie.
Testament to George Miller.
Oh,
There it is.
more eye bulging.
Oh,
It's like watching a Looney Tunes cartoon with how much eye bulging there is.
it's like the judge from Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
When I killed your brother, I talked like this.
Max is like, good.
Good.
Sorry about the mess.
And that's why it's a prohibited area.
Mm-hmm.
Love just nonstop. Can't rest till he's done.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Just the rest of the movie is just this.
Yeah. We got another hour and a half.
Yeah.
Just to ride along with Mel Gibson. This scene did single-handedly inspire the Saw franchise. Like, the director came out and said so.
I would have figured he'd have a Dirty Harry moment here with just giving him a monologue before he killed him.
Gives him a little bit of one. Drag his foot. Yeah.
Just as he drags his foot across his chest.
It's like, you like that?
I'm stealing your leg to replace my own. Max, you're mad.
He said the thing.
Really enough, they don't say Mad Max 2 in The Road Warrior.
Do they refer to him as the Road Warrior?
Yes. Unfortunately, no one says, oh man, can't we just get beyond Thunderdome in the third one? Oh, well. So he never had a chance anyway.
Obviously, Max needs to brush up on his math skills.
Or everything went according to plan.
You love it when a plan comes together. And that's it, man. That is Mad Max.
This savior of Australian cinema.
Yeah. A very to-the-point film.
Fifi.
Yeah. So, yeah, what do you guys think of the first Mad Max film?
Well, by the time we got about 5 minutes into it, I realized, technically, this might as well be the first time I've ever seen it, because I had seen it back, 10, 20 years ago when I first discovered Road Warrior, but I remember being like, this isn't like, this is like basically being upset that it wasn't the exact same as Road Warrior, and I was like, this is like, he's happy, there's family vacation going on, like, what the fuck is this? And so I kind of coasted through it, didn't really pay attention. So, and then for whatever reason, I've never revisited it. And so it was a very pleasant return, but still seeing it kind of like with fresh eyes. Because there was a lot of scenes that I was like, I don't remember this at all. Basically, all I remembered was like the occasional car chase.
It feels very much like El Mariachi out of the Desperado series. Doesn't really gel with the rest of the series. Kind of feels out of place. Doesn't give you the Max that everyone's kind of used to. Gets better with the second film.
Yeah, I mean, I still enjoy Mad Max, but the one where I'm like, oh, is going to be Road Warrior.
The maximum Max.
Yeah.
Totally.
Road Warrior's the one, man. But, you guys know how I feel about good old Mel and the Mad Max series. So I'm excited to get to the second one.
Yeah.
Still better than part 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
So on that note, with all that queue up for part 3.
Stay tuned next week for part 2.
Yeah. Yeah. See, this has been another installment of Geek Out Commentary. I'm Sam.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
We'll see you next week with Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior.
Bye.